Welcome back to We Need to Talk. Seymour, Indiana got a big dub, and Chicago residents are super upset, and let's find out why.
When it rigged an election, think that we wouldn't notice. You're about to find out what it's like now when you wake up sleeping giant. Don't go get surprised when the
Seymour, Indiana, congratulations. This is what happens when people stop being a silent majority, as they like to call us, the silent majority. Well, when you stop being so silent, dear conservatives and Republicans, when you stop being so silent because you're becoming scared of being called a racist, everything's you're a racist. If you could just get past that little hump and let them call you a racist and go, whatever, who cares, whatever you want to believe, then you can get stuff done. But if you're scared of being called a racist, you're going to be stuck in a little box forever because they're going to use it every single time. So the silent majority stood up. They said, we do not want this in our town. And what I'm talking about, let me give you a quick recap if you're just now tuning in. Seymour, Indiana was getting a bunch of illegal immigrants sent to their town because of the IEDC, the Indiana Economical Development Corporation, and they were going hand in hand with the Brookings Institute, and the Brookings Institute is funded by Bill Gates. They were trying to create a migrant welcome center, as they like to call it, an immigration center. And they were shipping just busloads and busloads and busloads of illegal immigrants to the town. The citizens were pissed about it. And then they were going to open up this immigration center. So that was going to give people even more incentive to come. And the people of the city stood up. And they said, we don't want this. And guess what? Councilman Drew Story created a resolution. And it seems to me that it works. So congratulations, Drew Story. Congratulations, Seymour, Indiana. I'm really happy for you guys. This is the latest news, and it comes from the Indiana City Hall of City of Seymour. Due to the Seymour City Council voting on a resolution introduced by Councilman Drew Story, the city will not move forward with its involvement in the Burkhardt Opportunity Zone Inclusive Economical Development Plan. If you ever hear those words all together, just say no. Nope. No, I'm good. I don't want any of that. No, thank you. This has led to the council's decision Monday night not to schedule another public meeting on the topic. There are a bunch of people that are upset. They're all leftists and liberals. If you want proof, I'll click on one of them. There you go. That's all you needed. We're done there. Okay, so there are some people that are very upset. Let's see. Let's read some comments. This is not over. It will be moving forward under a different name. That's probably true. You have to stay on top of it. You're going to have to stay on top of it. Matt Nicholson, your people have spoken. All right, your constituents have spoken. It looks like you guys have lost this round. The war is probably not over, but this battle has been won by the people of Seymour. Now, in one of my previous videos, I said that the city of Seymour has 33,000 residents, which would mean from the census of, I believe, 2022, they have gained around 11,500 people. And people told me there's no way. There's just no way. You're incorrect. You're wrong. Based on this Seymour school enrollment, this is Jim Lucas, a state representative. Seymour's actual population is close to an estimated 33,000 people, just as I said. So I was not wrong about that. Thank you. You can apologize. I'll wait. Waiting. All right, you're probably never going to apologize. That's completely fine. But I wanted people to know I was not incorrect about that. So yeah, Seymour, congratulations on the dub. I'm really happy for you guys, and I'm still going to be talking to some of the residents, seeing how things are really moving in the city, because I'm sure that it's going to pop up again. You guys, here, Jim Lucas posted this, and this made a lot of sense. Although the mayor says this is dead, this is the Burkhardt Opportunity Zone, we must continue to remain vigilant to prevent any radical takeover of our community by far left global think tanks. Brookings initiated this issue, which means somehow Seymour got on the radar. Now, what I heard about somehow is that your previous mayor, and I do believe his last name was Burkhardt, so that's probably where that came from, right? Went down to Mexico and told people to come to Seymour. That's what I've heard. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but sounds like it might. Burkhardt Opportunity Zone. So he went down there, said, we have jobs. Come on, people. Come on, Roseacres. Come on, everybody. Stuff my pockets. Yeah. Yes, we need to take a serious look at the infrastructure and quality of life needs. But we also need to maintain the integrity of a rural community home and not in a way that is going to feed the corporate beast. So corporations have got shut down today. Now, I want to just say a few things. Make this make sense for me. Liberals, I'm speaking to you. You got out in the streets and you asked for $15 an hour or a livable wage to flip hamburgers. And then when illegals start coming over and they devalue the cost of your labor, you say let them over. We have to be inclusive. Okay, how are you going to have both? How are you going to have both? And then the corporations, the big corporations are the ones that actually want this cheap labor. And they're hiring the immigrants that are coming over. But you hate when big corporations hire people at cheap labor, and you hate when they win. Like, you hate when corporations make more money. So make it make sense. Which side are you on? Are you on the side of illegal immigration, or are you on the side of big corporations? Or are you on the side of both of them? Because you're on the side of big corporations, really. They've fooled you. They've tricked you. Think about that. The big corporations have gotten you to want illegal immigration so bad that you'll push for it even though it's completely against your set of ideas about what people should get paid. All right. Brooklyn Zabel. Cowards, unwilling to stand up to the hatred in this community. All right, that's a good one. Let's see what you look like. All right. Yep, makes sense. Oh, okay. Yep. Here we are. Okay. Seen enough. Cool. On to the next one. So, Seymour, congratulations. I'm proud of you guys. I'm really happy for you. I'm going to, like I said, talk to some residents. I'm going to get some phone interviews and see what's going on, what the real news is that the internet page is not going to tell us. So, let's move on to our next state of business. Chicago residents are outraged after new immigrant arrivals.
A divided city council has approved $51 million for migrant crisis funding, yet locals are questioning where their tax dollars are.
$51 million. They've had schools shut down in the south side of Chicago for like 10 years, and they said that they don't have enough funding to bring these schools back. They've also said that the hospital that was over there on the south side of Chicago that had a trauma unit that was like, 15 minutes from all of the worst neighborhoods, they closed that down, and now you have to drive, I think it's like 45 minutes to the nearest hospital. So when somebody gets shot, they have to go 45 minutes. $51 million, I think that could have probably gotten a trauma unit in that hospital, or at least sustained the one that was there. I don't know. That's just
going.
Me thinking.
They argue that funds should be directed toward improving public services for Chicago's residents, not just migrants. Why do we always got to be at the bottom of the barrel? One resident asks, highlighting the perceived misallocation of resources. And safety concerns are at the forefront of the community's objections. The influx of migrants.
And why do Americans always have to be at the bottom of the barrel? Like, somebody said in one of my TikTok comments earlier that we had one of the last bills that they all signed in Congress sent money to Egyptian people, the Egyptian populace, for college. Why are we paying for Egyptians to go to college? Why aren't we paying for, well, see, here's the problem. I don't even think people should go to our colleges because our colleges are so left. I was looking for a word. I guess I should have went to college, right? They're so entrenched with the leftist ideology. I don't think we should actually send our kids to the American colleges, but why are we spending money to send other countries' children to college? That makes zero sense to me. Our tax dollars go to them to go to college. All right, that makes sense. Yeah, sure.
Many of whom are men, has raised alarms among residents who feel increasingly unsafe in their own neighborhoods. Reports suggest a troubling portion of the migrants have been identified as criminals, exacerbating the community's fears.
Yeah, I bet.
These migrants put the lives of Chicago citizens at great risk, a resident claims, articulating the perceived threat to public safety. The use of public spaces, particularly...
It's not even like these areas were safe, really, to begin with. And now you're just going to pour more uncertainty into them, which is probably actually going to get the community there to come a little bit closer because now they have something else to worry about. But it's absolutely wild. This whole entire immigrant crisis with our country is extremely wild.
Schools for migrant housing is another critical issue. The decision to convert educational facilities into shelters has sparked outrage among residents who believe schools should be dedicated to educating children, not accommodating migrants.
Oh, you think? Huh.
Schools should focus on nurturing the next generation, not serving as makeshift shelters. A statement reflects the community's concerns about the impact on education and the future of...
They don't care. They don't even make the kids these days know how to read, write, and do simple math in order to graduate. I think it was Oregon that started that whole thing. They're like, they don't need to know how to do it. Actually, simple math is racist. That's racist. We can't expect and this is not me just saying this. It was like, we can't expect the minorities to be able to do those things, and it's actually putting them back because they're unable to get their high school diplomas because of the SAT stuff. And so we're going to water it all down. No, do a better job teaching. How about that? Just do a better job teaching. If you weren't so worried about pronouns and you were more worried about, I don't know, actual life skills, teach the kids how to do their taxes. Teach the kids how to become entrepreneurs. Teach the children how to work. Give them a work ethic. You can't just go in there and expect them to sit down for 8 hours a day and listen to you tell them about, how do you feel today? What are your pronouns today, Jamie? None of that stuff's going to do anything for our country. Our country is completely derailed from the education system. And what I think about the public education system anyway is that it was implemented in order to get both parents to go to work so they could collect more tax dollars. And I also think that's a reason why they pushed for women voting. Do I have a problem with women voting? That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is I think they pushed it so hard to get women to start working. That's what I meant to say. Working, not voting. If you could push the women to go to work, you would get more tax revenue. And now look at us. We got both parents working and they could hardly afford a house. Yep, that worked out really, really well. Feels like America's just in like fast forward mode and there's no slowing it down, and we're going to crash into the wall eventually. And I just don't know when that's going to happen, but it's what it feels like.
Of their children. But the protests aren't limited to just Chicago. A vehicle convoy called Take Our Border Back plans to rally at the U.S.-Mexico border to protest against illegal immigration. The convoy, starting in Virginia, will hold events in Eagle Pass, Texas, Yuma, Arizona, and San Isidro, California. Organizers claim the protest is meant to be peaceful and focused on prayer. Critics are concerned that this convoy could increase anti-immigrant feelings during a time of heated political debate about the border and migrant crossings. Between 70 and 300 vehicles have joined the convoy, according to two truckers, Vincent Sabin and Kip Coltrane. These numbers are not independently verified by Reuters.
From across the country to take part in these, quote, Take Our Border Back.
The convoy aims to draw more attention to border security issues as illegal border crossings have hit record highs. This has become a significant point in political discussions, with Republicans, led by Donald Trump, advocating for stricter border policies.
Yeah.
Eagle Pass, Texas, is a central focus due to ongoing disputes between the state and federal government over border control. Texas has taken measures like deploying National Guard troops.
I've heard that Joe Biden wants to federalize the National Guard troops from Texas, and if that happens, that is going to be insane, because I think we'll actually see... I don't think the Texas National Guard will do it. I don't think the actual people that are a part of it will do it. I think there will be a backlash, and you may actually see some sort of Civil War-esque. Civil War is never going to look like what it looked like the first time, but I think you're going to see a lot of lawfare and maybe some violence. I don't know. That's wild.
And setting up physical barriers to prevent migrant crossings. This has caused legal and political conflicts with President Biden's administration. A separate event will also take place.
What did he have in his pocket? Is that time?
A separate event will also take place in Eagle Pass, where Texas Governor Greg Abbott and 14 other Republican governors will discuss the state's border enforcement actions. U.S. Customs and Border Protection has not commented on the convoy. The convoy has gained attention in right-wing media, with figures like Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones promoting it. The Take Our Border Back Telegram channel has over 4,400 members. Organizers describe the convoy in religious terms, calling it God's vision and a fight against a perceived invasion.
Yeah, I mean, we're literally being invaded. There's no questions about it. The country is being invaded. And the only way to stop what is going on in this country is to do exactly what Seymour, Indiana did. You have to stop being afraid of being called a racist. You have to stop being afraid to lose your job. You have to stop being afraid. I understand some of those things are scary, especially like losing your job, but you have to just stick to your guns and do what you know is right for the country. And if that means that you lose a little bit for a little while, then I mean, at the end of the day, so be it. You have to do what's better for the entire country and the future of the country. And when people of Seymour, Indiana stood up against their government and stood up against their officials, and they got out and they told them how upset they were, guess what? They backed down. All right, I'm going to wrap it up there. I appreciate you guys checking in. Again, Seymour, I'm really, really happy for you guys. I'm going to call a few people that I know and see what's really going on and seeing if this whole thing's legit. So cool. Until next time, thanks for checking out my channel. If you would like, subscribe, comment, share, notification bell, yada, yada, yada. I'll see you on the next one.
When it rigged an election, think that we wouldn't notice. You're about to find out what it's like now when you wake up sleeping giant. Don't go get surprised when the